We're ready. Good morning. It's 10 o'clock. We'll call this meeting Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. This time I'd like to call on Commissioner Beecham to give the invocation.
Pray with me, please. Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just come before you this morning as a humble people, Lord, in need of your guidance, Lord. Lord, we thank you that we're able to serve in this country, Lord, that, Lord, this country that is a beacon of freedom still throughout the world, Lord. We just pray you would be there for our first responders, our military, and all those that put themselves in harm's way, Lord, to keep that freedom, Lord. Lord, we just ask you to bless this commission, Lord, that we would do the right things by our county. We would make good and wise decisions for us, Lord. We just ask all these things in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Y'all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas pledge, please.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Take your seats, please. Okay. I would ask the court to take action on the consent agenda. I do have two items that are going to have revision. On item number 2 on the consent agenda, the wording needs to be paid by transfer from Department 224.240 XXX supplies and operations budget as available to the line determined by the county auditor. And the same thing on item number 3.
Judge, I'd make a motion that we accept the consent agenda, and I had questions on just 12 and 13, just for my understanding.
Okay, and that was the approval with those revisions?
Yes.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. And you said questions on 12 and 13.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure I was clear on what we were doing.
Okay. When we rearranged those, we thought that was going to operate. We had the clerk split, and we were using the probate clerk to fill in until we could get someone. So we had half that salary. Willie, help me here if I'm wrong, but I think half of it in each budget. So now we've moved that. We've taken that half. We've restored that probate clerk, even though she does substitute and fill in like this morning. She is fully funded in that office where, 90% of her work is. But for a while when we were trying that, we did the other. So that's what that is done to balance those out and correct those budget lines. So that it's being paid from the right source. It's just a swap of the same amount of money.
And that was budgeted out of Precinct 5?
Part of it was, yeah.
And the other one was out in Department 446.
But on that line, had we split that probate clerk as her salary was, or just up to the portion of what our secretary was? Was it half of a $27,000 salary, or was it half of a $38,000 salary?
It's supposed to be $38,000.
So that actually will net more money back to the,
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone in the audience? Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Harvey to accept the consent agenda with the stated revisions to items 2 and 3. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Item number 1 in general business, review and approve the regular bills for payment.
Having reviewed the bills on Friday, I would make the motion that we approve the bills for payment.
Second.
Anyone in the audience have any questions on the bills? Good thing that stack's about 6 inches shorter than usual, so.
There's some good old blue ones in there.
Yeah, they probably made up for it, yeah.
I can tell you, after I was
Went for quality instead of quantity,
That's
okay.
it.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries 5-0. Item number 2 is open to take action as necessary on dump truck bids. Are there any bids that have not been presented to the court? Mark, would you ask Jim to check up front, just be sure something didn't come in since we've been in here? Look on Joyce's desktop too, I'll tell her to.
But it was 10
Did you look
o'clock.
on Joyce's desk?
Yeah, 10 o'clock's when they had to be here, but if, like, there were 2 that had been stuck on top of Joyce's desk.
Trying to find Barry who this was from.
Okay.
Summit.
Check for it, please.
Okay, first bid opened is,
A Summit truck.
Summit Truck Group, okay. That's why I was thinking by the name, but I wasn't, okay. On an International HV 613, they bid $92,723. Dump bid for it is $18,290 for a total cost of $111,013.
What size dump bed is that, Judge?
In
12, isn't it?
It does not say on there, let me see if it, where they spec it is.
You know what size dump bed it is?
It's an 8 to 10 yard.
8 to 10.
Lead long size.
What's
Lead
that?
long?
Road material.
Bruckner's?
Okay, they're all Bruckner trucks?
They're all there.
Okay. All right, good, thank you. Okay. Total bid from Bruckner is on a Mack MP7, and they give a total price of $122,048.
Head and truck.
Were the 15-yard dump trucks bid?
MHC.
No, they're all around that 10-yard, I think what Mark set out.
Yeah.
8 to 10,
8
yes,
to
sir.
10 for Mark.
Yeah, what about the bids for the dump trucks that I put in the budget for 19? 15, two 15-yard dump trucks. I thought that's what this was.
No, this is
No,
Mark's.
this is a small one.
Okay,
We'll have to put it on the agenda for advertising or
okay.
purchase.
Okay. This is from MAC Kenworth of Fort Worth. Price includes dump body. Price does not include sales tax or plate fees. We do not pay sales tax, we do plate fees for a Kenworth Model T370 truck with dump. Color's pink.
Pink?
I just want to see your list.
Sure.
That would be sharp.
Let's stand out. Everybody knows who's
I'm sorry, color's white.
The Rainbow Man.
Their total price is $94,918.80.
That bad, huh?
That's what it says total.
Okay.
That's for the Kenworth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What kind of engine does that Kenworth have in it? Is it a cat,
I bet it's probably going to be an L9 Cummins.
Cummings?
I'm
I would guess
presuming
it's
that
370.
MHC isn't here representing, and being that it is a 370, it's not.
Freightliner truck.
That's a mid-range
See
engine.
which comes in.
L9.
Another Freightliner.
We got 2, okay.
Freightliner bid.
Yes, sir, and I put 2 bids in, and if y'all give me a chance to explain one after you open, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay, there's the other one, so there's 2 from the same.
All right.
But two different trucks,
Are
I
both
assume.
of those,
Yes, sir.
both of those are, okay, yeah, they're right there.
First one is a Freightliner M2-106 at $75,652 with a $12,200 dump body added to it for a total cost of $87,852. And that's from Wichita Falls Freightliner. And the second bid from them is for a Freightliner M2-112 with a Davis 8 to 10 yard bed. Truck cost is $96,231. Dump bed is $11,650. And total cost is $107,881. Do we have any other bids? That's it. Commissioner Beecham, what's your desire on that?
Do you have something, Ed?
Yes, sir. The cheaper bid is the M2-106. I bid it with the Detroit DD8 engine. It does not meet the 1450 torque, but it does have the 1050 torque, and it's comparable to your 9-yard dump truck that you already have. That's why I wanted to at least allow that option in there. But the higher spec does have the bigger bore engine.
Is that 33,000 pound or is it 26?
33, yes, sir.
33.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'd like to take this under advisement. Review the bids.
Josh, was there two bids in yours or one? Okay.
And on mine, I did, which I wrote on the bid that it included, I had warranty in there, 7-year, 250,000 mile warranty, which was not addressed in the bid specifications, but I put in there that it did include, with the amount that it cost, that could be taken off.
You could back it out.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And we can also add a 7-year 250 vocational warranty on that as well.
Okay. That wasn't in the specs, though.
Correct.
So that's going to drop off. If Commissioner desires to look into that for the model he selects, then he can bring that back to the court.
Yes, sir.
Todd, did y'all have one or two?
Just one.
One.
You know, I'd love to see a county truck in 7 years with 250,000 miles on it.
Well, we too.
Okay. Is there a second to the Commissioner's motion?
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Beecham, second by Commissioner Harvey, to take these bids under advisement and come back, and we'll let you all know. That'll probably be either next week or the week after.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried 5-0. Y'all are certainly welcome to leave if you want to do that, or you can say these are very entertaining meetings.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Did you plan
I'm
to?
not sure we didn't buy
Pay for that or
my whole fleet of
finance?
trucks. At one
Down
time.
payment, hefty down
That's
payment
right,
finance,
that's
the
right.
remainder.
But that was
Okay.
20 years ago.
And did you take, have you taken quotes or will take quotes on the financing? You said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, item number 3 is discuss, consider, take action to award bids for road materials for the second half of 2018. Really? We have that in here. It's a thick thing in here.
You have the summary listing in the package, so
Yeah.
you can either make the selections or leave it to me.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion, we accept the bids for the road materials for this second part of the year. And my motion would be to let Willie
Chart 'em.
summarize these and chart them for them.
Well, actually, he would do that, then we would accept them, isn't that
Yeah.
correct?
Well,
Well,
they're
he's-
accepted, it's just that.
No, he's laid them out
He
for
laid
you.
them out.
Right.
Okay, we take them generally by item number 1 first, and pick the ones out of that and the alternates, and then we go to item number 2 and go through it that way.
Well, if you'd like to go through them one by one, just go right
If you
ahead.
hang on, it'll happen.
But if you don't, you can go with my motion.
Well, your motion leaves that, it's vague. It needs to be in the order of which one, so the auditor's office can follow that order.
Go ahead, Judge.
Thank you. We've only done that way for you for 3, I'm counting the 4th year will be magic.
Yeah, we're doing it that way because that's the way we've always done it.
And it's the right shot.
Yeah, we tried.
You tried.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's okay.
I don't want to have to come back and redo it, we have a vague order. All right. First is on hot lay and cold lay, mix per ton. T&G Construction is the low bidder for hot lay and cold lay at their plant at $53.75 for hot lay and $66.75 for cold lay, whereas Burkett, the other bidder, is $60 and $67.50 respectively. Generally what we've done is we've taken T&G as the prime and Zach Burkett as the alternate.
Why is that Lawton plant price for hot lay cheaper than Wichita Falls based plant?
I guess because they figure they can, if you're looking at the truth in cost, by the time you go to Lawton and get it, it's probably more, that's what they're counting. You're making up that trucking cost. And so they can play the game and add that on. Because you're supposed to look at the overall cost. And,
But this is, we pick it up.
yes, sir.
Yes. But if you look at the delivered price, you look at delivered price at Owl Park is $66.20 from Zach Burkett, and it's $71.75 for T&G.
Yeah.
But once again, shorter haul.
Well, shorter haul, and it's hot lay, and you're not likely to haul 25 tons or less from.
Well, we get in, we really have some problems with hot lay, Judge. What is caused, it seems like when we get rolling and want to do a good bit of it, the plant has got a large contract with TxDOT for a different mixture, and we're just shut out for several days.
Well, that's the reason they have an alternate plant.
And I don't know that you can effectively haul it from Lawton. It's going to cool off. It just doesn't transport well.
Jenkins does it all the time.
Yeah, Jenkins does it because they have insulated trucks.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's equipped for it, we're not.
I still have a hard time following this, like T&G, these are delivered prices?
No. Well, I'm sorry, Dan.
Well, at the plant, it's $53.75 in Lawton.
And then in Wichita.
Well, I'm not getting that. They're all FOBs.
Well, but FOB Wichita Falls, Valley View.
Well, like FOB Electric, what does that mean?
That means delivered to electric.
Yeah.
Well, FOB Lawton means what?
That, it's in Lawton.
In Lawton.
From Lawton.
No, picked up at Lawton.
It shouldn't be a.
FOB is probably a misnomer for
It
that
is a
term.
misnomer. It's not used correctly.
But generally, it's free on board at that location where it's made.
Yeah, that would make you think they're making it in Iowa Park and Burkett and Electric, and they're really not. That's right.
Well, it means delivered. FOB means delivered, basically. You can change FOB with the word delivered to Owl Park at 71.75.
Did you learn that in Graham?
No, I learned that in the construction industry when we hired 18-wheelers to haul stuff
But I
across
mean,
this country.
all of those, Zach Burkett beats all of P&G's prices.
There you go.
Right, but we've made them the alternate, because of the availability of the material.
It's not readily available.
No, because if plant 1 or 2 for Burkett is producing a mix for a large customer for a big job, they're not gonna change out screens and make your material. So you either learn to get along with it, or you,
You buy the high-priced material, or you wait till they can
Yeah.
get to you.
because generally, as Commissioner Harvey just said, it costs more.
Lots more.
So that makes, actually, Zach Burkett the prime, and T&G the alternate.
Yes.
Right, I had them wrote down back.
Yeah, well, before, I think Burkett's done a little homework and figured out how to capture that. Okay, so Commissioner Waller, your motion would be to accept,
Zach Burkett is prime, T&G is alternate. On hot lay, cold lay. I believe that's right, isn't it? No.
Cold
No, it
lay's cheaper.
reverses, it reverses. So they'll cross, so that the motion would be, Zach Burkett prime on hot lay, alternate on hot lay, T&G Construction, prime on cold lay, and alternate, and Jack Burkett alternate on cold lay.
Second.
That's clear as mud, isn't it?
I got it.
Yeah. You're really writing that down as we say it. We don't use a bunch of it, but we use some of it. If we had a lay-down machine, we'd probably use more
Well,
of it.
did we even consider Vulcan construction materials?
Did you look at the prices?
You can find them, it says attachment.
They're not attached to
Well,
this.
say, did you look at the price?
I did.
It's that very back, Lee.
That's San Antonio.
Yeah.
If we go to San Antonio, pick it up, it's only $41.
Yeah. You get back 3 days later.
I think our hot lay would not be worth
I can see
using.
me running one of my little single axle trucks down there getting loaded.
Get down there in the middle of Fiesta.
Yeah, San Antonio, that might not work out too good. I'd be getting a bid for another truck next week.
Okay. We have a second to Commissioner Waller's motion.
You got it from, I think you did, didn't you, Mark?
Yes, I
Did
did.
I
Thank
hear
you.
that?
Yes,
I thought I heard that.
Okay. Any questions, anyone in the audience? Okay. The motion then is Burkett is a prime on hot lay and the alternate on cold lay. T&G is prime on cold lay and alternate on hot lay. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries 5-0. Okay, item number 2 is road oil per gallon from Wright Asphalt. Look at those, these are on cutback asphalts.
This is
That's going to be items
this is where it gets
1, A,
confusing.
B, and C.
So you're gonna have a prime and 2 alternates, basically, right?
You could,
You could.
because you're going to have some that didn't bid.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at RC 250 first.
We got 2 bids that I can see.
I see
No,
3,
there's 3. Wright bid it, A, B, and C bid it.
Asphalt, Rooker, and Wright.
Okay, generally
We don't have any
speaking,
RC 250 on asphalt fuel supply that I see.
MC.
Oh, I
It's
see.
MC 250, guys.
MC. Oh, okay, it is, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there's only 2.
My golly molly.
So right would be 1,
Well, no. Look at what's called county prices. 415, 345.
Well, you still got to look at Wichita Falls, 345.
345, but
Well, you got a 275.
No, 275 is the MC 250.
That's right. See, I'm back to my, see, y'all got me confused.
Okay,
See, so-
let's stick with RC 250 and get it done.
That's a good idea. We only got two.
Okay.
That I can see.
And you've got FOB 370 and anywhere in Wichita County 415. That's from Rooker. And all of Wright asphalts are lower than that.
All of it, yes.
So Wright would be primary,
Yeah,
Rooker would be secondary
Yeah.
on RC 250.
okay. Now,
Now we go to the MC, and we do have three bids there.
okay.
Right, again.
I believe asphalt fuel and
Asphalt
supply is
fuel and
low
That would
bid.
be number one.
That's a great difference.
That's a great difference.
Yeah. So there's one, now
I
two.
believe Wright is second, if I'm looking correctly,
I believe you're correct.
and Rooker would be third.
Okay, MC 800.
Got three bids.
Golly. One's a 315, one's a 238.
Figure the same thing. You've got asphalt fuel and supply would be number one.
Yep.
And I believe Wright would be number two on MC 800. And MC 800 from Rooker is third if you want to do three, but that's the order.
Let's stick to one and two.
Okay.
Okay, MC 3000.
Once again, three bids. Looks like the low bid's asphalt fuel and supply. And the alternate, I believe, goes to Wright. Does that look correct?
Yes.
You said the alternate was right.
Yeah.
That's number two.
That's number
Okay.
two.
And asphalt fuel and supply was number one.
And I believe the MC 30 is going to be the same
It
thing.
is.
Okay.
Is that all of the, you want to do all oils or just that section?
Let's just do one section at a
Okay,
time.
I'll make a motion that we make asphalt fuel and supply our prime supplier on MC 250, MC 800, MC 3000, MC 30, and Wright Asphalt Products will be the backup supplier, MC 250, MC 800, MC 3000, MC 30.
Go ahead and back up and get your Colay and Hot Lay. You didn't do that
Yeah,
earlier.
we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
Five oh
Wright-
Oh, that's right.
Wright asphalt would be the primary on RC 250.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
With Rooker asphalt being number two.
Yeah, I failed to pick that
Okay,
up.
say that again. Rooker is
Yeah.
secondary on 250,
Yeah.
RC 250, yeah.
I'll include that in my bid, Judge,
Okay.
or in my motion.
All right, for a second.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, any questions, anyone on those? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now we're going to move to the emulsions.
This is where it gets complicated. Can somebody tell me if CRS-2 is equivalent to CRS-TR? And I don't know. Well, we got a CRS-2 up top.
What's the primer up top? CSS1?
I assume.
It's hard to compare apples to apples when you don't know what these letters mean. The only thing you got to compare is the CRS2.
CRS-2 would go to Ergon, I believe,
Yep.
with Wright as backup. And the rest of it is pretty well
Individual.
individual. So I guess you just award them as primary for
Yeah.
all the other products.
Okay. Is there a second to Commissioner Waller's motion?
Yes.
As wishy-washy as it was.
I got it.
You got it though, that's good.
The big thing is explaining that to Nancy. Any comments, questions from the audience? Okay. All in favor of the motion by Commissioner Waller, second by Commissioner Beecham, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Okay, he only had one bid for outside hauling from Rocking A Trucking.
Motion to award the bid to Rocking A Trucking on transportation only.
Second.
And clarification on that, Willie, he's got 25-cent change in fuel. Did he establish a base fuel price?
You didn't put it on the bid.
We really need to
But
do that.
normally it would be the rack price as of today would be that. And when we send that back to him, we can give him that price and
Ought to nail it down. Just for, have it on record would be.
okay. Motion by Commissioner Muller, second by Commissioner Beecham to accept bid from Rocky A Trucking for hauling. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 5 is Rocket Origin per ton for DeLisi and Zach Burkett bids. There is a matrix down through there to pick those out. 3/8 number 2 cover is, I'm going to read the one that DeLisi bid only. That's washed, and 3/8 number 2 cover unwashed. 3/8 number 10 chips is not bid. They bid 5/8 number 3 cover, 5/8 number 3 cover washed at $11.85. 5/8 number 12, they didn't bid those. 1-inch crusher run at Richard Spur was $7.80, and they only produced 3/4 at the Roosevelt plant. Zach Burkett bid that at $7.25.
Well, Judge, if you back up to the DeLisi, they're just bidding 2 locations.
Yes.
So do we specify location, or do we just, we would award that top section to DeLisi, I assume,
Yes, sir.
on 3/8 and 5/8
3/8 and
cover?
5/8.
So we'd do that, then we move to 1-inch.
What we might do is get all of the ones that are, the lease is going to be the prime on.
That's a good
Make that in
idea.
one motion, and then we'll do
Yeah.
Burkett in a second. And then the motion would have also that, the other plant is the alternate
Yeah.
for that.
The motion would be DeLisi for all 3/8, 5/8 screens,
Screens.
3/8 wrench shot, and riprap to DeLisi.
Okay. They're not-
I'd second that.
Where is Burkett's plant in Graham? Is that the one you're getting that out of, or is that one, did they buy the one in Jacksboro?
I'm not sure.
Because depending on how far you have to drive it, that 65 cents difference a ton may not be.
Where is the Zach Burkett coming from?
Well, I don't know. I threw out some locations and nobody said yes.
Richards,
Zach Burkett is?
yeah, down at the bottom.
Richard Spur, where's that Mayo pit? Not familiar with that.
They have a plant at Richards Spur. Is that
No,
Berkeley?
that's out of Jacksboro.
Yeah, there's one, right there on the south side of Jacksboro. I think they bought that plant, but I'm not sure where those others are. If you're,
I'm not either. Around ground,
why don't we hold off action on this one and find out where those are?
Now that we're geared up to haul our own material, it really makes a difference. You know, we could bid in that delivered price before, and you knew where you were, but it's gonna matter to us more now.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea, Judge.
okay,
I withdraw my motion.
okay. And the other thing is, we'll check those locations and hours of availability.
That's important too.
All right. And that's got that entertaining clause, that's over with.
I thought Rick Schneider,
Sliders,
Slider was with Zach Burke.
a long time ago.
He was for a long time, but now he's right.
Okay.
Okay, item 4 is discuss or take action.
Sir, I had a question.
Where is Rocket A at? Where's that outfit located? Burnett?
Just up on 368, David, right before you get to 240, as the yard is
On the
there.
east side of the road?
On the west side. Well, it's on the north side of the road.
north side.
road
Yeah, on the next turn.
makes a big ass curve. He's
Yeah.
on that flat piece going,
Right.
running east and west.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it on 368?
No, it's around the curve there.
Is it on 240?
Well, it's
No,
just between
south of
240 and
240.
368, just south of 240.
What's that road?
Walker Road?
No, Walker's east-west.
Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan.
Morgan Road.
Morgan, yeah.
Yeah.
he's got his address on Dogwood.
Huh?
Dogwood.
This is his billing address.
Yeah.
For payment.
He must live in town.
Yeah.
If you had a gravel pile over there, somebody'd be upset.
Yeah, I don't think he'd go on Dogwood.
Be a big pile, all right.
That's his house.
That's a building.
Okay. Item 4 is discuss or take action to approve Cody Bradley, Sam Rivera, and Vanessa Gomez to attend Tyler ECR training August 7th and 8th, 2018, with 2 nights lodging and meals for each person at a cost not to exceed $2,000 total to be paid from $104.12.48.52 training and conferences. The reason this is here, this was an unscheduled trip, but in our meeting with Tyler last week, this was a valuable tool that's come about, that's offered, but it's outside of our current contract. Cody, you want to speak to that if you come forward, please, sir?
Good morning.
Morning.
The Tyler ECU program, it stands for Enterprise Custom Reporting, and so this will allow us to create reports.
Hungry?
You're excused.
This will allow us to create custom reports to get data out of the Odyssey program once it's live, so that the various offices can know specific details.
It's just additional training that you need.
Yeah.
Yes.
So moved and second. No, not this one.
No, it was not budgeted.
One part of this, the training, the class itself is $2,000, and so then the hotel will be on top of it.
Okay.
So the motion would be to approve the $2,000
Travel.
conference with travel expenses
Plus
in addition. No, plus travel and lodging. Plus, so you're taking Stephanie with you.
We need to, the cost of the conference is $2,000?
Yes.
That's what that's called, Stephanie.
No. Yeah, I did call her, no, Samantha.
No, it was Samantha,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just trying to keep it. we've had things going.
Cody, we'll go into each department as such and develop the reports that those people would like to see
Yes.
out of the
So-
system. So this is what this deals with, mostly the reporting aspect of it, obviously.
Yeah, I would assume the methodology would be for us to look at the current reports we have out of LGS and to see first what's out of the can with Odyssey, and then see if we can reproduce those, and while we're reproducing the reports, see if there's any details that need to be removed or added. So, yes, the conversation would occur with the departments and officials.
Be interesting.
Okay. I heard a motion and a second, but I didn't get who that was.
Martin Lee.
Okay, that's what I was on. Okay, thank you, sir. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Motion by Commissioner Beecham, second by Commissioner Harvey to approve the item as stated and add $2,000 for the course fee. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries 5-0. Okay. Discuss, consider, take item number 5, an action to approve proposal from Dino's Professional Tree and Landscape Service for tree care at the following county facilities: courthouse, Scott Street Annex, and Juvenile Detention Center. Commissioner Beecham.
Yes, sir. Dino and I walked all the grounds and looked at the trees. We did receive significant damage to our trees during recent storms. Additionally, I guess he's been working with several of the trees on the grounds here at the courthouse for years to try to save them. We have 2 that are beat up with borers that really need to come down. The proposal would be to remove those 2 trees that are damaged with borers, remove the 1 tree that was pretty much split in half with the last windstorm, and remove the 3 Bradford pears that have been trimmed to where they're no longer ornamental trees.
Trees.
They're just not, they're in poor shape. Along with trimming all the trees on all 3 of the grounds, cleaning them up to where they look presentable. Also removing the stumps from the 8 trees that will be removed.
What about, there's 1 or 2 stumps, did you all look at those from where we've taken down the tree and the other one that split the storm before last?
Yeah, I believe there's 8 stumps total that will
Okay,
be.
but it'll get those that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That total, and that's $8,600.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of work in this, all totaled. So, and all told, it's.
The juvenile and the annex showed 28 trees, is that right?
That's getting the parking lots. I'm
It's all the parking lots, it's everything, yeah.
Okay. I just, it seems like a lot of trees to me.
That's cleaning up everything and getting it back on a schedule. I guess it's been 3 plus years since anything's been done with the trees.
Okay.
Second.
Be my motion to take Dino's professional tree and landscaping service proposal as stated.
Okay.
And then you can second it.
Okay.
I thought that was your proposal.
Any other comments, questions, discussion?
The 2 trees coming down, are those 2 mature trees out here, Judge, on the south side?
There are the 2 that are along the edge of the west parking lot. They have several dead branches. They're eat up the borers. They are mature trees, but they're in the last stages of their life anyway. They're breaking apart. We've had limbs fall out of them in each of the recent windstorms.
They're on the inside of the parking lot.
Yeah, they're on the inside.
They're not
Yeah.
huge around, Bob, they're just,
I was gonna say, they're not great shape, but I mean, my gosh, we've come off a tough drought too.
Yeah.
So every now and then, it'd be nice to have some water out there. We got some real bald spots. And I'd like to see Dino create some grass situation.
And we can address that at some point too.
Well-
Let's take care of getting the trees in good shape, getting them cleaned up, we can get some light in there, then we can do some grass at some point.
Well, I mean, we got Fiskey that can do some wonderful stuff. Reason I said that, I just came out of Central Texas this past weekend and had a chance to see the courthouse there at New Braunfels and Comal County, and also at San Marcos.
Yeah, they have something happen down there regularly we don't have.
Rain.
Rain.
Well, not really, Judge. Man, it's drier than
I know, but generally speaking, they outdo us. I think it's 10 inches a year. So, but it's a matter of, but isn't, part of what we've had is instance of limbs breaking. We paid one claim on a car for a limb breaking and falling on a car there, and so that's kind of what we're trying to mitigate.
Split pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one on the east side split, it's half of a tree remaining, and being that unbalanced, it'll likely at some point continue to split and fall down, so.
Yes, sir.
A large part of that comes to the tree. That Bradford pear is not a strong tree, it's a weak limb, they will break, regardless of whether it's healthy or not.
Yeah.
Those Bradfords that were taken down are probably 50-year-old trees. They've just been trimmed and trimmed and trimmed so much, there's no form left in the trees.
That's a record there.
Yeah.
They're no longer ornamental trees like they should be, so.
So we're gonna rectify all that, them Arbor Day?
Yeah, we'll plant some more trees.
Plant some trees.
Plant some
Well, we
more
can get
trees.
some of those Texas pecans from Craig.
Well, some of our troubles from too many trees in the shade really impacts some of them.
Yeah. Okay. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried 5-0. Item 6, discuss, consider, take action to allow Museum of North Texas History to engage Skipworth Construction to remove a doorway leading into the new children's exhibit area.
Yes, Judge, it's pretty simple what they're doing. There's just a simple 3-0 door going into what used to be an office on the main floor of the Lindemann. They're wanting to take that door out and do a cased opening, double size.
Oh, so the passageway will still be there?
The passageway will still be there. They have secured funding to
But it'll be twice as big.
be twice as big. It's not structural. It's just allowing them to do the work, removing that door, so.
Who determined it wasn't, did Harper Perkins or somebody look at it?
I
Was
can
it
have
pretty-
Harper Perkins look at it.
Are you qualified to know whether the wall is load bearing or not?
I am not, but according to their contractor, Skipworth,
Well, Skipworth writes that in there and warrants it, we're fine, but I don't.
well, I can take Matt over there and take a look at it, make sure.
Yeah, just take that look at it, but if necessary, ask, you know.
Okay.
And something they might, Skipworth's a long-standing company, but we might want, they're gonna do construction, we wanna know they have the liability policy with us named in it and all that, just make sure we're covered.
Okay.
Just in case. Because I do remember about a $30,000 problem we had over there with a long licensed electrician cutting into a wall, and it did a lot of damage when they found there was electricity of significant value in that wall.
Okay.
So,
I will call Harper Perkins and meet with them and.
okay, and if they need to charge for that, that goes to the museum.
Okay.
All right, is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Thanks, sir. Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, carries 5-0. We're down to public comment, anyone in the audience? Yes, sir, Sheriff.
Fireworks stands are open and in business, and well, over the weekend we had some pretty good grass fires already. That's all I want to say. I don't have to make the trek to the melee to get there.
Okay.
Everybody needs to be
He was just
careful.
talking about being aware of the fireworks and the fire hazard that we have this coming weekend.
And some people have asked, and I've seen all kinds of things on the judge's listserv. The Keach-Speier Index, which governs part of that, is not even, that index needs to be changed. Every firefighter in the world will tell you that problem. But it's not there, but it really boils back to the individual taking care of their own business, carrying a bucket of water with them, putting things out, picking up their trash, having permission to shoot fireworks on the property they're on, not doing it from a public right-of-way, public parking lot, any governmentally owned property, you can't shoot fireworks from there. So, you know, that's it. The commissioners are putting out those signs that Russell had furnished us a couple of years ago. And,
They've been a big help, Judge.
They have. But I was driving down Taft Street last night, family out in the front yard enjoying their fireworks. Yeah. But
the Keach-Speier is just not responsive enough, Judge. The lag time on it's too.
Yeah, it has to do with soil moisture. It doesn't have to do with ground fuel, you know. Thanks, Sheriff. Anyone else? Commissioner Beecham?
Yeah, I would like to go ahead and echo those same sentiments. I was listening to the radio this morning, and radio report was that it is illegal to set off fireworks in the city limits, and they suggested to just go out in the county. Well, out in the county is fine, but it has to be on our own property and not on the roadways. Your own private property, not on the roadways or bar ditches or any part of the roadways.
Highway 240, Daniels Road, 77
Ranch Road.
It's illegal to hot firecrackers there.
Any public.
That's why they seem to congregate though.
Yeah.
So just reiterate that while it is legal in the county, only on your own privately owned property. So,
yeah. And
then please keep your bucket of water and.
Well, that guy Sheriff, is that in Clay County where that guy out there by Jolly or something, doesn't he open up his land and say, go pop, is that Clay County?
That's in Clay County, they're Jolly, actually.
Somebody said that place was packed.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't packed, I mean.
Every year. And we have a place on 82, the guy that does the same thing over there. At the first year they did it, 82 was under construction, we had 2 lanes. And we had video of this thing, the judge has seen it, it looks like Normandy. It was such a disaster.
It could have been. You all did a great job of controlling that.
After a very quaint conversation with him about next time what's going to happen to him, he changed the way he does everything, as people that's helping make sure it doesn't get out of hand, and so it was pretty bad. It was real bad.
Well, whatever people do that, does that fall into that deal that the racetrack guy where you have to get a permit to have a gathering or?
No.
No, that's not.
No, we talked about that last week, and no,
But
it doesn't, unfortunately.
But some of the things that I was concerned was people that get injured from the fireworks and all the problems that they have, you know, that would fall back on his insurance if he has insurance. If he has it, yeah. If he has insurance for that. So.
It takes about 2 days for our road crews to go around the county and cleaning up the mess from the 4th. So.
Well, the good thing is the fireworks are being put on by the big shows by the city of Wichita Falls, so we won't have 240 as a huge mess, but next year we'll look forward to it.
Yeah.
But we will have more deputies on just for the reasons we have and all the hot spots we have problems with. You know, we have to, otherwise the place burns down and everybody complains to us. We're not out there trying to catch them setting their grass on fire, so we'll cover it.
Enjoy it responsibly.
Right. Yeah, right.
Commissioner Harvey.
Had a real honor Saturday to hold the 90th birthday party for World Champion Rodeo Hall of Fame guy Dude Smith.
Yeah.
And I was quite surprised that the entourage of folks that showed up to that, Neil Gay and Donnie Gay came.
Wow.
G. Rick Bradley, a fellow by the name of Larry Mahan. It was really, really a great event. Dude's two sisters were there. I don't know how old they are, 120, 130, I don't know. They're all getting up there. But we had some good food and good music, and
Where was it, Lee?
it was at my shop there in Burke. And lots of good visiting and rodeo stories. And Dude told a story about running a foot race with a college athlete in Madison Square Gardens, and he was a track star, and Dude was a bull rider, and Dude won, you know, and stuff like that.
There's a saddle hanging of Dudes in Ford Swanson's restaurant over there, McBride's on Southwest, off of Southwest Parkway.
You know, Dude and his wife Frances are in the Hall of Fame, Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
cool.
never quite saw a horseman as good as Frances, his wife, was.
Yeah, she rode every day.
Yeah.
Every day. But it was honored to have all those guys there, and it was good. Sure was hot, but it was a good time. What is it we have this week? We have this Friday, this Friday, we'll have leadership breakfast, is that not right?
That's right, 7 a.m.
Yep, and then, that's all I have this
10
week.
o'clock Commissioners Court meeting.
On Friday, Judge? That is
Friday
leadership breakfast
morning.
is Friday.
Friday morning, yeah,
Friday
7
morning,
a.m.
7 o'clock.
at the Kayla Yeager Center. Okay, Commissioner Mall?
Oh, just echoing what the sheriff said, guys, we're probably close to where we were this time in 2011. This grass is just volatile, so be very careful out there. These volunteer fire departments are stretched to the limit, and there's just, not enough help to put this county up. We had a couple of fires there yesterday, Sheriff, but if we'd have had one or two more, we'll get to the point we can't put it out. And that wind blowing about 40 miles an hour sure
Didn't help any.
It's tough out there. Be very careful. I think the real problem with this is we love to celebrate the independence, and we love fireworks, and we're glad that we live in a country where an entrepreneur can go out and open a fireworks stand. But we've got a lot of fireworks stands, but very few places to use them. And that's been the missing link all through this thing. We buy a bunch of them, but nobody has a place to go. And I understand the frustration. And you hear in the news media, we got to go outside the city limits. And where do they go? They go outside the city limits. And most of the property owners that I know will be out with you guys that night. We don't go anywhere. We go park and watch and just be ready. I'll have my water trailer loaded and ready to go. You got to. You got to. It'll burn the whole country down. So just be careful. Enjoy yourself. Be responsible. Other than that, it'll work out great.
We could always add that Wichita County now has 2 firefighting dozers because of the employee that Commissioner Watts has. He got an opportunity to go down the river, I think the first time, and the firefighters are tickled to death that he did such a good job. So we added a firefighting tool to our county thanks to Commissioner Watts.
Good deal. All right. Mr. Watts?
Saturday, if you're out and about for lunchtime, Juneteenth going on in Electra. We're cooking fish at the community center. Mary Mims is a coordinator again for that event, and Steve Bolin will be there with me. Have lots of fish, fried fish and French fries, hush puppies, along with a lot of squash. She brings a lot of residents there, put together a bunch of garden stuff, and we'll fry squash and onions and jalapenos up, and they're outstanding. So
Commissioner Watts takes his squash, cubes it up with potatoes and onions, and I can't remember what all. Anyway, he breads it, then he fries it.
How could that be bad?
Yeah.
It's good.
That afternoon, all of those that want to avoid the fireworks elsewhere, come to Iowa Park. We're going to do our annual celebration around the lake again with the big fireworks display off the dam. And that'll be, mud volleyball is going to go on starting at lunchtime that day throughout the afternoon. A lot of teams, if you're interested in a team, Carla Neal at City Hall can fix you up, or any of the girls at City Hall can help direct you if you'll make a call over there. But it's a very popular event. lot of people compete as teams in matching attire of some type. It's a pretty wild event, and a bunch of people show up for it, and it's a fun time. That'll kick off just about noon, and then go all the way up till dark. The Lakeview Church of God kind of headquarters a lot of the eating and drinking facilities that are set up. You can buy barbecue and corn dogs and snow cones and everything there. So then just about dusk or shortly thereafter, the fireworks will go off at the dam. So
That's about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
yeah,
9:30.
yeah. And they'll have Mark 209, a Christian group from the Deep South, is going to be here and play that afternoon prior to the fireworks. So that'll be a treat in itself. A lot of good music and different artists from about the area come and sing as well. So it'll be just a good time. Bring your lawn chairs and plenty of room to set out, plenty of parking over there on that east side of the lake. And you can park, it doesn't matter east or west side, but more room on the east side, and just prepare for a good evening there. So it's full day Saturday.
And after the first few minutes, all the mud volleyball uniforms will match.
Yeah, that's right.
I was thinking, man, we ought to put a team together.
Yeah.
There's 5.
Yeah. There is quite a few law enforcement teams that come together. I noticed most of them are of that 20 age bracket category that usually gets signed up in that deal.
There they are, Jeff, right there.
20 years of service. Where is the Juneteenth deal to take place?
It's a community center there by the old high school.
Okay, that's what I want to be sure I had that in my notes.
So you need indoors, and
And I
there's plenty of
think
shade, and you can eat out.
A bunch of the vendors downtown by the post office and the Chamber of Commerce and stuff like that were last year.
Yes, they've kind of
Do
scattered
they have a
out.
parade?
Have a parade.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We will take a short recess, move into the budget session, and we have down to discuss any general budget items, discussion with the Sheriff's Office for the 2019 budget discussion with the JPs. We'll move the JPs up. Sheriff, I think y'all will run a little longer than the JPs will. And then establish salaries and allowances for elected officials and do that. It is 11:02, and we will briefly recess, gather up your budget materials are in the other room there, and bring them to the table. Briefly meant to be here by 11:15.